Hey guys, welcome to another game of Budget Yisan. As a full disclosure, a moment, I have increased the budget rather significantly for this deck by adding snow-covered mountains and some other things. Um, so for those people who look for a more budget list, please know that this deck still works very operationally without the cards that I've added to the list. But I have chosen to add them as I have wanted to make the deck better and better as I play it. So with that, let's head into the match.
Ooh, this is a good hand. All right, so we're on Yisan again today. We have quite the hand. I mean, it has a lot of really good stuff. Like, we definitely have turn 2 Yisan, which is A-okay. We'll go probably Utopia Sprawl, turn 1. And then kind of sucks that we're last, I think. Oops. Alright, so yeah, I mean, we have a pretty decent hand. I'd say we have a pretty decent shot at doing all right this round. Hopefully, the Thrasios player plays some sort of elf early. That'll give us a Priest of Titania win pretty soon. Like, having Staff of Domination really makes me want to go for a Priest early, especially at a table where I would imagine that some people are going to be playing some elves, at least the Thrasios player. So the Imperial Seal is going to resolve. All right, another forest. I mean, at this point in the game, it's not that big of a deal. So since I last played this deck, I've added some fetch lands. I've added Mox Diamond. I basically increased the budget for this deck, which is the important part. It makes it a little bit better in some regards, and it's because I realized that I really like playing Yisan, so and some of the stuff that I needed are staples anyway, like the Mox Diamond. So, you know, I figured it's probably better just to get some of those pieces so that I can play this deck to the best of my ability. Now, obviously, Cradle is not within my budget at the moment, but I'm hoping to eventually pick one up, just not right now. So. Merchant Scroll. Mystical Tutor. Interesting choice. I mean, obviously that's the most flexible choice because you can still just mystical into whatever you need. Although, like, getting a vamp would be better, I would imagine. Yeah, I feel like getting vamp tutor would be better. It's more universal. Alright, so Dark Confidant, not a bad play here. Really good in the early game. Yeah, I'll go Soul Ring into Yisan. Alright, so a Force of Will here. I'm hoping that the Force of Will occurs. Sweet. If we get to next turn and we can Seedborn Muse, we should be in a place where we can run away with this game. I mean, we'll get 3 Yisan triggers. Should be able to win. It'll be a little bit tricky because Zur, but if we can resolve the Seedborn Muse, I think that we can win the game. Seer's good. I mean, it depends on, how close he is to actually comboing, but Seer is a good card. So I have 6 mana. Alright, Kataki. Sure. Makes my life a little bit hard, but not terribly so. So, whatever. So we have a Hulk, we have a Flash Hulk deck, probably a pretty typical Zur deck, and then an Ayli Eternal Pilgrim Spice. Alright, sweet. Seedborn resolves. So I think we're in a pretty good spot now. I did put myself in the position of being the threat. It isn't my favorite thing, but it does tend to happen to some of us. So the Ayli deck is professing that he can win next turn. I don't see how. I mean, I guess we would just react to it. Okay, so Tymna. Alright, so I have some choices here. I'm not sure what I'm going to go for. I'm going to guess Kyrian Ranger is probably best. So I'm in the tank here because the Ayli can potentially win next turn. I also have the Temur Sabertooth in hand, so I can just go about my normal life, actually. I'll go ahead and get a Reclamation Sage. I think that's fine. I'll hit the Carpet Flowers. Alright, so I went for Lodestone instead of Thought-Knot Seer because I figure that should be plenty to kind of hold him off for the time being. So let's see if he can combo through the Lodestone Golem. I'm hoping he can't, but we'll see.
So to be clear, this Chain of Vapor is happening in the Ayli player's end step. It's just unclear because the phases moved a little too fast in the game.
Alright, can we still win this? I think we can. Let's see, what do we pay for? I guess we just pay for both of them. Alright, so now we have a triple way of winning. Just a matter of I'll play Elvish Visionary. See if this resolves. Alright, and then we'll go 2, 3, 4. I'll start with Staff of Domination, I think. Actually, yeah, we'll start with Staff of Domination. Alright, so now I'll play the Umbral Mantle. Alright, so we're going to end up winning by drawing our deck. I'm not going to play it out, but basically what I would do is I'd draw my deck, play a bunch of guys, loop, Craterhoof, and then just win from there.
Alright, so we end up winning that game. I think that I'll start with some key moments. So one thing that happened early on that really helped us was that the Flash Hulk player went for Flash Hulk on turn 3. This forced the Zur player to play his Force of Will, which opened us up to be able to actually cast our spells and proceed to win the game. Another important aspect of this game was when the Ayli player suggested that he had a win condition the turn before I went off. This forced me to Yisan verse counters for different things than I normally would have. And initially I was going to go for Thought-Knot Seer in his draw step to steal whatever he had. But upon looking at my deck, I realized that Lodestone Golem would likely stop whatever he was doing, while also protecting me from the other two players. Because the only real spells that I was worried about from the Thrasios or Tymna player would have been Pact Negation or Force of Will. And since Zur the Enchanter had already played some form of interaction, I felt that it was less likely that you would have more interaction to deal with, particularly the stuff that I was going to be playing. So Lodestone Golem really freed me up to have that position where I felt I could win more cleanly. It ended up being the right play because the Thrasios Tymna player tried to respond once it was on the field as though he were responding to the Yisan trigger, which would imply that he's probably going for like a Swords or something like that to deal with my board. The Chain of Vapor kind of messed up my exact win condition, but in the end it didn't really end up mattering. The final key moment is the point at which I played the Staff of Domination. I played Staff first for the purpose of baiting out a Force of Will, because even if the Staff was countered, I could have won there just by pumping everything with Umbral Mantle. I prefer to draw my entire deck and then do Craterhoof lines and whatever because it's more fun for me. But I did play the Staff of Domination thinking that if the Thrasios Tymna player did have one of those two spells I talked about, then they would have played it on the Staff. So now comes the discussion of Lodestone Golem in this deck, and while it's certainly not like the best card at 4 or at any slot in the deck really, it is included in my list. It is a very niche card, so it kind of depends, but what I found is that there are a lot of fast combo decks right now, and so having it helps me to get those decks to play on Yisan speed, which is a little bit slower. Obviously the card was key to my victory in this game, but it's still a question mark nonetheless. And if you have opinions on it, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.